The story for young Sherlock Holmes is a brush of strange murders are going around in early Victorian London, and people don't know what's going on. It seems like people are having a delusionary experience and then kill themselves, but nobody knows the explanation. Meanwhile, at a local school, Sherlock Holmes and John Watson meet for the very first time as young teenage children. And during this time, a friend of Sherlock Holmes, a dear friend of Sherlock Holmes, dies mysteriously like the other victims and decides to take the case on for himself. Now, I actually thought this was a very interesting and good movie. I liked the take on this, on Sherlock Holmes, like a kind of 80s kids movie kind of take. And it was very interesting, well directed, cinematography was great, acting was magnificent by these kids who were, by younger people portraying these iconic characters. Everybody from, of course, Sherlock Holmes and John Watson, to even Inspector Lestrade, the actor that portrayed him, did very well, and I liked his interpretation to where he wasn't yet a head inspector yet, he was just kind of like a lower grade police officer and detective still. But it was still pretty interesting. And I liked some of the action sequences, the fight scenes were pretty well done, the chase scenes were good, the sets were magnificent. It really did feel like Victoria London a little bit. A little more innocent Victoria London, but still felt like that type of time period. The costumes were great. Everything was just really well done, and I was very impressed by that. I will have to admit, though, the best thing about this movie, which was really a shocker, and also it's one of the things that this movie is most known for, is this movie has one of the first, if not the first, CGI scene in this movie. In one scene, this priest has an hallucination of one of the pane glass windows coming to life. A knight comes out piece by piece from the window and then lands on the floor, materializing into the night with the different shards of glass. And I have to admit, it looks magnificent. For an 80s movie, to have CGI in it, and to have it look that good, even to this day, to our standards, it looks perfect. I cannot find a single flaw in that CGI character. It was magnificent, beautiful. It's amazing. Now, they did have other visual effects elements that were of the time, like color separation, overlay, and all that stuff that were kind of obvious and still easy to see nowadays. But that CGI element is one thing that this movie is known for and is amazing, like I just said. But the other visual effects elements are still well done as well. It's just that they're easily noticeable. The one thing that I do admit, it does have interesting ideas in it, like the ancient Egyptian family taking revenge on somebody that killed their family or something like that. But the one thing I couldn't help but notice when watching this movie is that it seems like Temple of Doom meets Sherlock Holmes, because they find this cult in somewhere, and they kind of have like rituals or something, and it just spoke Temple of Doom to me. So with that, it's not a letdown. It's just kind of like, it makes you think of Temple of Doom. That's it. That's just it. Just like, oh, that's Temple of Doom. But either way, it's still a good movie. It didn't take away from anything. It's just like, oh, they borrowed elements from another movie, especially since it's executive produced by Steven Spielberg. So, but other than that, it is good. Out of 5 stars, I would have to give this movie a good 3.5 stars. It's very well done. Me being a Sherlock Holmes fan, I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you like those type of 80s movies, I know you'll enjoy it too. And it has some good things also. And there is a scene at the end of the credits that does suggest that one of the characters, not really suggest it, full-blown says it, that one of the characters that survives to the end of the movie is Professor Moriarty. So just throw that out there. If you see the movie, watch to the very end of the credits. There's one little bit of trivia I should point out before I go. I recently saw the movie Mr. Holmes with Ian McKellen, which is a really good movie too, by the way. I'll have to make a review for that one. There's a scene where in that movie Ian McKellen as Sherlock Holmes goes to a movie theater to see a film adaptation of one of John Watson's books, and the person playing Sherlock Holmes in the movie that Ian McKellen's watching, is played by the actor who played Sherlock Holmes in Young Sherlock Holmes. So as a kid, this actor plays young Sherlock Holmes, but then when he's an adult, he plays the adult Sherlock Holmes in the movie Mr. Holmes that Ian McKellen as Sherlock Holmes is watching. So that's a little interesting bit of trivia, and it is actually pretty cool. Alright, so thank you for watching, and have a nice day.